Welcome to Cooking Class 101. I'm Johnny Orr, your host once again. Real quick, what we're gonna make tonight, Lindsay had the suggestion, and so this was all her brainchild. She has the recipe and it's amazing. This is a lasagna, but done just a little bit different. We're using very lean meat, very lean sausage, and instead of noodles, we're cutting back on the pasta. We are using zucchini. So I made zucchini slices with our mandolin, and I'm continuing to do that. I've already browned the ground beef and the sausage. I've drained that, and I'm sweating the onions and the garlic right now in a little bit of EVOO. And I'm gonna continue slicing these zucchini here because those are gonna be my layers of noodles. And then we've got our cheeses and tomatoes and sauce and everything else. So stick around, don't go anywhere. When we're cooking in the kitchen, we must never forget our beer. Tonight we're drinking Optimist. This is a White Street brew, which is brewed right here in Wake Forest. I happen to be just a couple miles away from this place, and this is one of mine and my brother's favorite beers. It is an IPA. For those of you who don't really know anything about craft beers or whatever, IPA stands for India Pale Ale. But then there's also India Pale Lagers. There's also just regular pale ales. There's also just regular ales. There are lagers. There are stouts. Pilsners. There's all different types of beer, and I don't like stouts, but I'm a connoisseur kind of everything else. But the IPA has my heart. It has a bitter taste. Now, if you like wheat beers, you know, with the actually kind of a wheat taste, it's almost like drinking bread. Not my favorite, but then you would be, you know, going for something like Shotgun Betty or something like that. It's very wheat flavored. But this is the Optimist from White Street, right here in Wake Forest. And oh my goodness, it is powerful and good. I'm gonna keep slicing up these freaking zucchini because we gotta get on the ball here. This process of this particular meal is about an hour and a half to 2 hour deal. You've got about an hour of prep, and you got about another 30 to 40 minutes of cook time. So it's gonna take you a little while. This is not something you throw together. This is something you plan ahead and you do this. I should have been on this all day, but I didn't. So we're all good though. The onions are almost finished sweating, and so I'm getting all my ingredients together. All right, so my onions were done and the garlic was done, so then I re-add the browned ground beef and sausage, and I'm mixing that up together. And I'm also gonna throw in 2 cans basically of crushed tomatoes. Now I like them a little bit flavored. I got one flavored that's flavored with basil already. And I got another one that's just normal. And this is also kind of the same prep. I mean, it's identical really to the prep that I would do to start a pot of chili as well. Why do I mention that? Because I have a show on that on YouTube that you can watch on how to make chili. Please your mate on a plate. That's my motto. All right, so we're gonna let this simmer for quite some time. We're gonna add our salt and pepper and anything else we want to put in here, whatever kind of seasonings that we want. We're just gonna do some fresh ground pepper in here. And I'll add the kosher salt. So the cool thing is with the zucchini that we're doing as the noodles is gonna cut way down, not just on the carbs, but on the calories as well. So we're gonna trade our calories and put them in the cheeses, and of course the meat's got calories, but we did get as low and lean meat as we could find. So anyway, that's my recommendation, so you don't have much fat swimming around in here. It's just a more healthy alternative, and it's actually really, really delicious. You guys are gonna love it. Hang tight. All right, I've covered this. I'm gonna let it simmer for about 40 minutes, just on a nice low heat, and let this stuff really marinate together, talk to each other, and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna start cleaning up part of my mess. I know you can't see me, but I want you to see this. Zucchini are 90% water, or actually above 90% water. So they need to be, once you've sliced them, you need to salt them kind of lightly, and it'll take some of the moisture out, and you need to let them sit for about 10, 12 minutes or so with the salt on them, so that they can start to kind of dry out. And they do recommend that you throw them on the grill for a little bit, but I've got so much here, it would take me forever to grill these pieces, so I'm not gonna do it. But you can throw them on the grill and it'll actually help dry them out as well, and just give them a light little browning, you know. So I mean, this is like low heat on the grill, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just doing this, adding the salt, since there's so much water involved, because by the time you cook it in the lasagna, it'll be swimming in juice, and you just gotta, you know, you gotta watch that, because it can boil over, it can get in the oven, blah, 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 blah. You know, you don't want a house fire, you don't want anything like that. So just trying to cut down on the moisture by throwing a little salt on them ahead of time. Let them sit for a little bit and soak that salt right up. All right, guys, so for one of the last mixtures, I have taken ricotta cheese. We took 3 cups of that and a half a cup of Parmesan cheese and 2 eggs, 2 large eggs, and mixed them all together and made like a creamy little, almost like a cheese paste here. And this is going to be one of the layers, of course. So we're doing all this separate. We've still got the meat simmering with the sauce and the tomatoes. We've got our zucchini is ready and sliced and salted and it's dried out. Lindsay was over here patting them down with a paper towel to dry it out. You want to get them as dry as you can. And then, of course, we made our cheese mixture, and we're going to start making our layers and put this crap in the oven, because I'm freaking hungry. All right, so we're layering the pans. We started with the beef, sausage, blah, blah, blah. We're layering it, and we're just kind of spreading this out.
One little more, is that good?
One more little one.
Little baby one.
Very thin layer. This is not, you know, rocket science here. We're just covering the bottom with your first layer of the meat, and then we're gonna lay our, as if the noodles, but we're gonna do the zucchini next. Just do a nice thin layer of zucchini, just like it's lasagna noodles. Oh, this is gonna be so good! Okay, so we have our layer of that.
You're too fast.
This is our ricotta cheese, Parmesan, and 2 eggs.
And garlic salt.
And garlic salt that Lindsay added at the last minute that you did not see. It's very fluffy. It's nice and fluffy. This stuff is really good. It's like mashed potatoes, it looks like.
It's like my stomach.
So we're just gonna do a thin layer of that across there. Whoops.
This is not turning out like yours is.
Once again, I think you get the idea of spreading this out across each layer. Then you just repeat this process. You just keep layering until you're out of ingredients. All right, so I've got a nice thin layer here, at least. It'll be enough to. And then the next layer is the mozzarella. And then we repeat the process until we're out of ingredients, and we put it in the oven. It's time now. We finished our layers. It's time to put our aluminum foil on to cover. And then we put them in the oven. And at the last little bit, we take the foil off and uncover. Put a little more mozzarella cheese on top, basically. And cook it the rest of the way for 10 minutes until the cheese melts, uncovered. I'll put one in the freezer, one in the oven. Bam! Ready to go. Oh, there you are. It's time for another beer while we wait. All right, so we pulled it out of the oven after 30, 40, actually you do 30 minutes with the lid, and you take the foil off, and you do 20 more minutes without the foil on top to kind of soak up some of the juice or evaporate some of the juice. And the cheese on the top melts a little bit. So then you get this. It looks amazing. I cannot wait to dive into this. We gotta wait 10 minutes. You let it sit for 10 minutes to kind of cool so you can slice, create a little square, rectangle, half a pan, whatever. I can't wait to enjoy this. We're gonna enjoy it.
Oh, God.
There's our gangster again, our gangster cook. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. I'm Johnny, and this is Lindsay. Whatever. She don't want to. Shut up. Talk to you later. I need another beer. Bon appetit, everyone. Mmm-mm.